Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My channel is about marriage to a woman from the Philippines, so I talk about things that you can use in your current relationship or if you are looking for one. And I've been married since 2015. Today I want to talk about being honest with your Filipina if you are upset with her. And this point comes from an article from Forbes.com by Mark Travers. It's called Three Things to Know, Three Things to Always Be Honest About in a Relationship. Now, I'm just going to pick one of them here, and that's going to be honest when you're upset with them. When you do what I do and you look for a woman from overseas, you put in a lot of effort. If you go to see her, a lot of money, you utilize a lot of vacation, and you have high hopes. You've talked to your friends about this relationship, and you don't want to, look bad and go out there and find out it just didn't work, or you overlooked something, or even worse, you're afraid to talk about something that doesn't look right, afraid to bring something up that you're unhappy about because you don't want to make it look like you failed. But, you have to be honest. Like they say, it's the best policy. For better or worse, you really need to be honest. And this article starts by saying, you've likely heard the age-old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And as cliche as it is, this holds true in many situations. There are definitely moments when certain thoughts, opinions, or observations are better left unsaid to avoid unnecessary pain or conflict. But when it comes to a romantic relationship, bottling up certain uncomfortable thoughts can do more harm than good. In fact, there are some things that, while difficult to express, should always be spoken about openly. And here's, the first one in this series I'll do here from this article. That's if you're upset with them. They say it's all too easy to sweep things under the rug when you're upset with your partner, especially if it's something minor. By the way, please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea and leave a comment. I am trying to help men who are trying to have a relationship with a woman from the Philippines. So you might start fearing a fight over what seems like nothing, or feel that it's just not worth mentioning, when you're unhappy with her. As a result, you might give the silent treatment, withdraw, or simply avoid the conversation altogether. However, as we know all too well, unresolved frustrations don't just disappear, they only fester beneath the surface. And they quote a 2022 study that sheds light on why we're tempted to avoid discussing our grievances. According to the research, people often keep quiet for a number of reasons, including distancing themselves from the emotional pain, expressing their frustration without directly confronting it, punishing their partner by withholding communication, hoping their partner will figure out what's wrong on their own, or avoiding the risk of hurting their partner's feelings. Now, I really like the points made in this article, and I personally can't relate to any of these things. I've always just been open and honest and transparent. If something wasn't right, being quiet about it, making them guess about what's wrong is kind of juvenile. And as an adult, you have to just talk about it. And this is me talking now, of course, if you're an older foreigner, as many do, you're looking for a younger Filipina who's probably not going to be very mature. I think if she's under 25, she's going to be immature. So I think you still have to be honest with her when you're unhappy with her. Don't worry about how she'll respond. Don't worry about how you might lose her. Better to lose her than later, or just don't even want to go there with conflict. If it causes the end of the relationship wasn't meant to be. Continuing with the article, while these reasons may seem valid in the moment, why people, withhold what they're thinking about someone when they're unhappy with them, they ultimately prioritize your comfort over the well-being of the relationship. Good point. Using silence to deal with problems might temporarily avoid conflict, but it rarely leads to resolution. In fact, when you withdraw emotionally, it only serves to create confusion and anxiety for your partner, who may not even realize what they've done to upset you. Consider how it feels when you're on the receiving end of the silent treatment. You're left in the dark, wondering what went wrong and why your partner seems distant. This lack of communication can make small issues feel much bigger than they actually may be in reality. Instead, it's much healthier to bring up your concerns no matter how minor they may seem. This approach opens the door to productive conversation where both of you can address the issue together rather than letting it simmer in silence. By speaking up, you show respect for both your partner and the relationship itself. Another good point. And better yet, give them a chance to understand and respond to your feelings. So that's all I'll say about that article. And all I can add to that is you have to speak up. There's no good reason why you're in a relationship with someone that you hope can be a long-term relationship and something comes up and you just don't want to talk to her about it. Maybe it's the money issue. She's asking for money and it bothers me, but I don't want to say anything because it seems like maybe we have a good thing going here. And I don't want her to be unhappy with me. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be maybe she calls you too often. With the time zone difference, she doesn't understand that, you're busy, probably busier than she is. And you just don't have time to drop everything and talk to her. She may not understand this. I suppose it could hurt her feelings, but you have to bring it up nonetheless. Or if you feel like she's not spending much time with you and you think that she should be spending more time talking to you online or going on camera, then you still need to bring it up. I mean, you have to be, I guess if you're the older foreigner, you have to be the mature one and showing respect for yourself and the relationship by talking about what is uncomfortable to you. For example, if you are upset with her. Now, this stuff seems like common sense, easy to understand, but he wouldn't be making this article if it didn't happen. And this can happen in any male-female dating relationship. So I would say, as early as you can, try to establish that you're going to be open and honest, and you're going to try to lead the relationship with maturity and talk about things that need to be talked about, and be able to explain why certain things are important to you and how the way it's going affects the relationship in a negative way. So let me know what your thoughts are about this. I know many guys personally who are looking for women from the Philippines. I've been, talking to them in direct messages and emails and phone calls and comment sections for probably over 6 years that I've had my channel, and I hope to continue to do that. Relationships are not easy. As I've always said, it's hard work. You got to be smart, and you have to check your ego out the door, and you can't be worried, of course, about hurting someone's feelings. Just use tact and maturity when you're going to talk to them about something that upsets you. So leave a comment here, and I'll continue with this article from Mark Travers here on Love Beyond the Sea.